When Captain America and Falcon followed a tip from Misty Knight about a smuggling operation in the American Southwest, they expected to find unauthorized doses of super soldier serum. Instead, they found a freight train of apparent migrants, including Falcon's cousin, Louisa, being attacked by mysteriously nondescript henchmen. Captain America and Falcon split up to try to solve the mystery, with Cap going through government channels and Falcon looking out for the migrants. Meanwhile, the White Wolf has taken a keen interest in a growing social movement known as Wakandan Forever, and has enlisted Crossbones to help sow unrest. The White Wolf watches as a number of news stories finally report on the current happenings: protests, debates on immigration policy, an attack on a freight train in the American Southwest with unconfirmed reports on missing migrants. Crossbones approaches from behind, eyes fixed on the screens. "Bummer about the train, huh?" "Not at all, Crossbones." A little impatient, Crossbones presses the matter. "Death by 1,000 cuts ain't really my MO, White Wolf. When do I get to blow something up? You said we'd overthrow a couple countries." "I also said you get to kill Captain America," White Wolf responds snarkily. "Sometimes, to fatten the sow, you have to lay some breadcrumbs first." Elsewhere, within a distant, snowy, and mountainous area, Captain America approaches an armed fortress. He treks through a brutal landscape. He leaves many injured in his wake. He could fly, but that would be too obvious. He walks through the gates, fighting all the way through, into the fortress, kicking down one door after another. That is, until he finds a man donned in red and black, being hung upside down by enemy soldiers, currently being threatened by knives and many, more blunt trauma-focused weapons. "Deadpool," Captain America says flatly. "I got some questions." "You too?" the merc groans. "Nothing but fucking questions today." Previously, 2 days earlier, Captain America remembers standing there within an office. Nothing too particularly interesting about the office, but he does remember the view of the Washington Monument as it glinted in the sunset. "It's getting harder to keep these messes out the news, Captain America," a voice says, interrupting his daydream. "Ain't my job, Senator Mansfeld," he responds quickly. "Someone's out here trying to put together super soldier serum." The senator stands to his feet. "Supply chain crisis never seemed to affect the bad guys, does it?" "Don't seem like it does, Senator." "Colleagues in Congress are already foaming at the mouth about closing the border and being done with it all. Maybe that's what they want," Captain America shouts as his fist hits the table. "Who?" the senator asks, maybe even earnestly. "The bad guys." Back in the fortress, Captain America hurls his shield. It takes turns ricocheting off of each of the soldiers surrounding the merc, knocking them unconscious. Deadpool hangs there awkwardly in the silence that follows. "The knife in my colon hurts the most. Also explains the stink, so could you—" "I'm looking for who's trying to buy some super soldier serum on the black market," Captain America interrupts. "Cap, my colon! There's like no ventilation in here, and these jabronis haven't even taken a bath since it was called the Soviet Union." Captain America ignores the comments and instead focuses on the small squadron that just breached the doorway, each with their assault rifles in hand, ready to fire on the two heroes. Deadpool lets out an exasperated sigh and begins twisting and shifting his body in order to break his wrist. A loud, audible crack is the telling sign of his success. With his restraints less restrictive, the mercenary is able to easily free himself. However, the bullets have already started flying. Captain America holds his shield up to protect himself, but Deadpool is hit with the brunt of the onslaught. The bullets hurt him, but don't faze him. Certainly not enough to stop him from cutting the enemies to ribbons with his two patented bladed weapons, his katanas. "See?" Deadpool boasts, now surrounded by more than a half-dozen dead men lying on the floor, mixed with a few Captain America knocked unconscious as well. Captain America's focus remains on the mission. "Exfil's on its way. Rooftop pickup." Deadpool motions behind him. "Elevator's out. Looks like we're taking the stairs." Captain America looks behind Deadpool to find even more soldiers approaching, each of them prepared to take their heads, their lenses on their masks glinting green with the envy for their possible reward. "These stairs?" Captain America asks. His sarcasm is almost insulting. Deadpool keeps his eyes on his enemy. "You said you got some questions for me? Shoot, I can talk and chew gum at the same time." Elsewhere, somewhere hidden in an undisclosed location in the American Southwest, there is a commission on superhuman activities facility. Joaquin stands there, watching as the elderly woman whom was with his cousin Luisa on the train is being examined by a team of doctors. The woman from Washington is there. She tells Joaquin the migrants from the train are receiving state-of-the-art care, and when they are deemed fit for it, they will be assigned a care worker to help them with the trauma of their journey. She assures that Mr. Torres needn't worry about his cousin. Senator Mansfeld is a man of his word. Everything will be all right. Back in the fortress, Captain America and Deadpool fight their way through their enemies and up the spiraling staircase. Captain America takes the moment in between punching to explain. "We tracked a shipment of a component for super soldier serum to a freight train heading through Arizona." "There's gotta be a faster way of saying that. Like, I don't know, triple S or something." "Fine, triple S. Turns out there was no triple S component on the train. Only people trying to get somewhere safe." Captain America's statement begs the most obvious question out of Deadpool. "So, what's in Latveria?" he asks as he takes down another wave of Doom's soldiers. Aside from classical Gothic architecture and an expensive state-of-the-art surveillance apparatus, was hoping one of these kind fellas would tell me. Coffee date doesn't seem to be on the table anymore. Deadpool smirks behind his mask for a moment before responding. "Funny, I was doing my own kind of interrogation myself before I was so rudely interrupted." As Deadpool finishes his statement, he opens the door leading from the staircase to one of the upper floors. He notices the rumbling beneath his feet first, and then he hears it. The sound of the ground cracking beneath them as a massive mobile tank approaches them from the opposite end of the corridor. It holds massive rockets on both of its shoulders, and its mounted machine gun is strong enough to tear through fortified steel. It begins firing at the two heroes, forcing them back in the opposite direction. "Fall back!" yells Captain America. The two find shelter behind a doorway, only to find that they have stumbled onto even more of Doom's forces. Deadpool tells Captain America, "Thought a sweet bounty was waiting for me here in perpetually snowy Latveria, but the only thing waiting for me is heartbreak."